Good morning. Happy Tea Tuesday. But first coffee. So it's Tea Tuesday again. Every time I turn around, it's Tea Tuesday. But I don't like tea in the morning. I like tea in the afternoon. So I thought this morning I would change it up and use a different mug. So today is No Spend Challenge, day 27. Now yesterday I planned on spending some money. I needed dog food, and I did a tiny grocery haul. Not at the cheapest store, but at least that's done. So it's time for some coffee, and then later on this afternoon we will have a little chat with some tea. But I do like my morning coffee. So I'm going to leave that sit for a minute and walk over to my teapot. And I'm going to make my chamomile tea for this afternoon for my digestion. So that will be for later. And I really like that Dollar Tree chamomile tea. And here I'm burning up the last of my woodwick candle and making a bigger one. So that'll probably be burned up today. And here's a little project I'm making. I bought this heart at the Dollar Tree, and it's plain. It just had these 3 roses and this on it. And I bought a sprig of, I guess this is supposed to be some sort of a lavender or something. I'm not sure. But anyway, I glued this on here. And I still want to put like a little bit of moss here to cover up these stems a little bit. But that'll be for Valentine's Day. And I have to find the moss. So my little gnome guy, my little gnome dude here, still living on the table. And I think I'm just going to leave him there. And hopefully this little lemon cypress will survive. So far it's doing fine. But have a little Christmas cheer all year long. I always like to burn candles in my kitchen because this is where I spend most of my time. So this is an Aldi's candle that I bought, probably in December when I was Christmas shopping, because it's a Christmas scent, but it's like a cookie scent, and I really like it. And they last a long time. Okay, Tea Tuesday. We're still sticking with the freezer cooking, so this is day 27. Let's see what's going on. I still have my savory casserole, and that sounds good this morning, so I think I will have that. I still have my jelly. So I'm going to add that to some of this coconut milk yogurt that I bought. So that will be very tasty. So that'll be a little fruit in there. And this is just berries that I cooked after the freezer defrosted. And I cooked that down about half, and then I added chia seeds, put it in the bullet, blended it all up, and got this nice jam out of it. So, and this has different berries in it, but I had a lot of mulberries that I had picked from the mulberry tree that's growing wild in my backyard. So I put all that in a pot, and that's what I cooked. I didn't want to waste any of it. And I have several of these in the freezer yet. But this one I didn't freeze at all, so I want to cook this down. So that's what I'm going to have for breakfast. Day 27? I think it's 27. And then for dinner, I'm probably going to have this soup with a sandwich, but we'll see. I have some other ideas. All right, I will meet you back at the stove. Okay, breakfast day 27, my savory bread casserole. If you want to see how I made that, I made it 2 or 3 videos ago, and it's really tasty. And then my coconut milk yogurt, my homemade jam, berry jam, and I did add a little sweetener to the jam and also to the yogurt. I like my yogurt sweet. So there we have it, breakfast day 27. Let's get this Tea Tuesday day 27 cooking down the freezer pantry challenge going. Oh, I still have, well, this is the bread I got the other day. So I'm going to have a slice of that. I still have Christmas stuff. Imagine it's starting to get stale, but there's no room in the freezer for it, so some things do get sacrificed. So let's see what we're having for dinner, day 27. All right, let's see. I'm going to have my soup. I am having the laziest day ever. I don't know. Anyway, I got that. And I had this morning. It's my breakfast casserole, but I couldn't finish it all. So that's there. I'm not going to eat that now. I feel like having a sandwich. I haven't had a sandwich in a long time. So I'm going to have some of this roast beef-ish tofurkey. I'm going to have that, and I'm going to have some of this Gouda cheese with it. And I think, well, I've got my tea in my Bubba cup, so that will be my beverage for this evening. And then I think I want to put some of this mayo must on my sandwich, and I would like some lettuce on it too. I'm debating if I want tomato, but I think I'm going to save that for something else, either my avocado or maybe to put on an egg. I'm going to save that for another day. So let's see, I still have this dry bread and the bagels, but I don't want that for dinner. So I'm going to get some lettuce. My dogs love lettuce. Right, buddy? Oh, he took off. So yeah, they love lettuce, so they'll get some lettuce too. So that's what I'm going to put together for dinner. So I will meet you at the stove. Dinner day 27. This is the noodle soup I made yesterday. This is the bread I bought yesterday, and the lettuce, and the vegan tofurkey beef. I had an onion in my pantry that was starting to sprout that needs to be eaten. So I cut some thin onion there, and then the sprouts I'm just going to put on my soup. Just use them like green onions, because why not? So that's going on there. And on here I also have a slice of Gouda cheese, some romaine lettuce with some mayo must, and that's going to be my dinner for tonight. So dinner day 27, and I have had the laziest day ever. I'm just not in the mood. So I will eat my dinner and go be lazy some more. Hello. Well, it's Tea Tuesday again. Had my breakfast, and I'm going to have leftovers for dinner. But first, cheers. And I'm cheating, it's coffee. I actually did have a cup of tea, but I already finished that. So it's afternoon now, so now I'm going to have my second cup of coffee. And it is so yummy. So, do you ever have days where you're just off? You know, sometimes you get bad news, or sometimes you didn't sleep well, or just a myriad of things that can make you feel not yourself. So on days like that, as I was purging through some papers and things like that, I found this declutter challenge, and it's clutter free in 5. And this website that I got this from, it's a whole packet of things to do when you're decluttering, and it has a little place for notes and the different days. So I can't remember when I printed this off, maybe last year, year before, because I've been decluttering like forever, and I'm still not done. I'm making progress, but I'm still not done. But anyway, I hadn't been on this website actually in a long time. And the website is howtogyst.com. So get your together. But the website is actually this. So if you go on there and you give them your email, because you know everybody loves to fill up your inbox, some useful information gets in there once in a while. But they want you to join their mailing list, of course, and then they give you access. If you give them your email address, they give you access to their free library. So I went on there today just for S's and grins, and they had this was a perfect thing I found. Low energy decluttering. They had that on there. So there's a bunch of different things that you can do. And this is kind of what I do anyway when I don't feel very physical. You know, I just kind of find things I can do to just look through papers or photos or something like that. So I'm not totally not productive. Sometimes it's cleaning out the emails on my phone or the texts on my phone, or downsizing my pictures, you know, just things like that. And actually, some of those things are on this list. And the nice thing is you can print these, and when you're having a day like I'm having today, you can look at this and say, oh yeah, I feel like doing this. So anyway, that's a really resourceful website that I recommend. So on low energy days, and gee, I know I get those a lot, you can go on there and pick something easy to do. So another website I've been checking out, and I sent these people an email and they were very quick to respond. And the name of the business, it's an online business, is One-on-One Flavors. Their website is ooflavors.com. And what they have on there, they make flavor concentrates
that they have cheeses, cheese flavors and meat flavors and cheesecake flavors. And apparently they sell these flavors to businesses, and a lot of these businesses will use these drops to put into their food. But they're also open to you and me, regular people. So they have a roasted chicken flavor, they have a bacon flavor, they have a beef flavor, all kinds of flavors. I mean, it's worth it just to go and look and see what kind of flavors they have. And it's not super expensive. You can get a little bottle. I think it has 200 drops in it for like $9.99. So that's something that I want to explore, and they're vegan and gluten free and nut free, and they have a whole list. So she sent me a very nice email response because I wasn't too sure. Um, One of the flavors that I have in my cart, I didn't buy it yet because I'm having a low no spend, but one of the flavors that I have in my cart, it says right on there it's vegan, but a couple of the other meat flavors didn't have that on there. So I wanted to make sure that the natural products that they have in their products, natural flavors, weren't based on meat. So if you're vegan or vegetarian, go check them out. And they come in different sizes. I think you can even get, I don't know if it's a gallon or a half gallon, but or just little drops. I'm just going to get the little bottles. I think it's 10 mils because I don't know if I'm going to like it. I mean, they're not sweetened with sugar or anything like that. So if I like it, then I can get a bigger bottle. But I think for as often as I make seitan and things like that, I think that little bottle will go a long way. And where I first heard about this, I like to watch Connie's Rawsome Kitchen. She has so many nice vegan. Now she's totally vegan. She's not vegetarian, but she has so many nice recipes, and she cooks like I do. You throw this in, you throw that in, you try this ingredient, you try that ingredient. If it doesn't work next time, you try something else. So I like that. I like watching her just do her thing. But she was the first one to suggest, because she's into making vegan cheeses, which are very expensive. And she showed that on her channel. She was making some cheese. So I wanted to tell you about those two websites, but even if you're not vegan or vegetarian, they have a ton of flavors on there that you might be interested in. So check that out. So another thing I like to do when I have low energy, which is today, I like to write in a journal. Sometimes you don't know why you're not feeling like yourself. And sometimes by writing in it, in a journal, you kind of figure it out. So I do like to write in a journal. I don't write in a journal every day. Usually I write in a journal when I have something to work through, or some sort of goal I want to achieve. Then I start writing in my journal. And I've done that for a lot of years now. Once in a while, I'll go back and read some of my journals, and it's like, oh, I'm still doing that, or, oh, good, I don't do that anymore. So, and some of them, if I've been going through a difficult time, I'll read some of it, and then it's like I rip the pages out and I shred them, because a lot of that stuff is really personal to me. And if something were to happen to me, I don't necessarily want my family to, read all that stuff. So that's another thing that I do. So I like to keep notebooks on different things. I'll have a notebook for every subject that I'm interested in. Like I'll keep a gardening notebook and You know, I can put things in there with my plans, what I want to plant. Um, and I can look back on the previous year and, you know, it's like, yeah, that didn't work, you know, so I won't do that again. And then I like to keep journals on, well, I collect recipes. And I have a couple of fairly thick recipes books of recipes that I've collected over the years. And one thing I like to do is when I'm like cooking with the ingredients that I have on hand, sometimes I like to go and find recipes that have those ingredients, but I'll look at 3, 4, 5 different recipes and then I pick and choose what I want from that recipe and I'll create a recipe of my own with the conglomeration of different recipes. And it's like learning what flavors go together, what ingredients go together. If especially if you're fairly new to cooking, that's a really good way to learn how to cook. You know, oh, this person sauteed their vegetables, or this person roasted their vegetables first. So I do that a lot where I make my own recipes. And then I don't necessarily follow it, you know, like, okay, this much of a teaspoon and that much of a tablespoon. But then I go on and I sort of go by what flavors I like to have in my mouth. So, you know, if you're learning to cook, um, try that. Or if you have a friend that's a really good cook, you can ask them, you know, hey, can I come over and maybe cook with you? And because you can learn more watching and hands-on than you can with a book. At least that's the way I learn. I learn the best with hands-on, and and that's the way I learned to cook. So I got all my Christmas stuff organized and put away, and it's all ready for next year, except for my Christmas tree. Because when I put it up this year, because I just cover it up with a big plastic bag. And I had a lot of extra things when I decluttered. Most of what's on there are the picks that you can buy. And I had a lot of extra picks from some of the things that I decluttered. So I wanted to put them to good use. So I stuck them all in my Christmas tree. But what I did, because I just wanted to get it up, I didn't want to fool with it. So I stuck them all like in the front of the tree, the front and the sides, and there's absolutely nothing in the back of that tree. So I really want to sort of redistribute some of those picks and things like that before I put it away. Otherwise, the same thing's going to happen next year because I'm going to be busy during the holidays. I'm not going to want to do it then. So I want to do it before I put it away. And I'm still enjoying it, so I may leave it up till the end of January, I'm not sure, or do it a little bit at a time. And that's probably the best way too if you're going to declutter or if you're going to make yourself a budget or, you know, a way to track your money. Doing baby steps before you do the whole picture is probably the easiest way to go, at least to get started, because I know sometimes when I look at the whole picture of something, I mean, I have to keep that in mind, but when I look at it, you kind of get the deer in the headlights look, like, where do I even start? So rather than procrastinating and putting it off and putting it off, do one thing towards what you want to do at least every day or however often you feel comfortable doing it. So anyway, I just wanted to talk a little bit. I wanted to share those websites with you if you're in the declutter process. They even on that website have things you can print off, like the Dave Ramsey system. I don't follow that. I kind of do my own thing, like with everything else. Sometimes I just reinvent the wheel to fit my needs. and they have decluttering papers and guides for the KonMari method, and they have a lot in their free library. So anyway, that's all I have for you today. I'm probably going to put my dinner before I give this talk. So, but I got to continue with that because I'm on a roll. So, all right, my friends, I want to wish you abundant blessings. I love you guys. Be good to yourself, be good to others. And above all, take care of yourself. If you're feeling sick and you need it, go see the doctor. I just lost a very good friend that just waited too long and didn't have a good outcome. So take care of yourselves. Take care of your loved ones. If they're not being smart, get them in the car and at least have them checked out. Because a lot of people, it's like, I don't want to know. I just don't want to know if they're having medical issues. So that's all I have for you. I love you guys. God bless you, and I'll see you next time.
So tonight there's a beautiful, beautiful sunset. And it's really cold.
If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, comment, and like. Thanks for watching.